Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Jonathan. So I am a full-time reseller and collector as well. And so I just wrapped up what is essentially my fourth Whatnot sale. And I'm glad that I gave Whatnot a chance to play out for me. I think that if I would have done this review after my first or second live sale, that I wouldn't be as positive about it as I am now. It took me 14 days, 2 weeks to kind of get a good feel for this app. I didn't go live only but 4 times in 2 weeks because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the app, whether it was going to be a good fit for me. I am not a extrovert. I am not a social media person. I think that those things are somewhat key to this app. I feel like if you have a good social media presence, if you have a good YouTube channel, those are good ways to get followers. That is a good way to sell and promote your Whatnot sale. But for me, I'm a small channel, and so what I did was I obviously did some research, watching some YouTube videos. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm going to recommend Cole's Comic Claims. He did a Whatnot, kind of like a success video of what to do. So I'm going to put the link to that video in the description. I do recommend watching it. I will give you some tips based on what I got from his video that helped for me. And I'll give you a little bit of my take on the app. So it's very important to try not to take on more than you can chew. Start small. I originally started with, I think, 100 listings, my very first Whatnot sale. And it was kind of a mess. I had some community members that were there, and they were very nice by saying it went well and stuff. But I know for a fact, it didn't go as well as I would have liked. I had a hard time engaging into the chat because I had issues with my first sale. Whatnot recommends 2 items or 2 devices for your sale. I definitely highly recommend that. I was thinking I was going to have my phone do the live stream, and I was going to have a tablet or another phone being able to run the auctions and engage the chat, and I had issues with that. So I was only able to go on 1 device, and I don't recommend that. You need 2 devices. When I had my second sale, I had my laptop, and I was able to better engage the chat. I was able to just have a better feeling as to what was going on in the live sale. I was running everything, like I said, from 1 phone, and I had a laptop, and everything was going so much more smoothly. So I definitely recommend 2 devices. Again, start small. Don't take on more than what you can do. I recommend, honestly, maybe 25 listings for your first sale. Unless you got some kind of promotion with Whatnot where maybe your first sale you don't have any fees or something, then you kind of have to do what's best for you on a sales standpoint. But for me, like I said, I over expected or overshot things, and I kind of fell flat, and it was kind of disappointing for me. But I'm glad I kept on with it, and because my next sale was definitely much easier for me. I actually sold less on my second sale, but I spent half the time that I spent on the initial sale. The first sale was 2 hours long. Again, it was unorganized. I didn't get to run everything that I had initially brought for the sale. I kind of ran out of time, and I think my battery died. And like I said, I was having issues with the chat scrolling. I kept telling people, if there's anything you want to see, let me know. And then apparently there was people asking questions, and my chat was not scrolling. And like I said, it was much of a headache. I was like, after the sale was over, I kind of just like went to bed, and I said, let me deal with the shipping and everything in the next morning. And that's kind of how things went. And so, yes, and in reference to the shipping, there's something that I highly recommend. They don't tell you. It's kind of like in the frequently asked questions. But I have a normal pickup with a local postal guy. And apparently, I don't want to give him more work than he needs. So if you sell like 19 items, you don't want him to scan each item. You can actually have a scan sheet generated. Okay? But before you go and click Generate Scan Sheet, make sure you have your pop-up window unblocked, because my very first scan sheet that I was creating for my USPS guy it wasn't able to be printed. You can only try it one time, and if you have your pop-up blocker enabled, you can't print that sheet. So that's it. So unfortunately, my first experience for my postal guy, he was probably overwhelmed because I sell stuff on eBay, I sell stuff on Mercari, and now I'm a Whatnot seller. So make it easier for your postal delivery guy, or if you're going to go drop this off at the post office, it's so much easier having them scan one sheet, and they'll do that for you. They don't want to scan each item. They're getting to the point where they don't want to do that. So that's just my point of wisdom, or my experience that I want to share with you in regards to shipping. So yeah, definitely take the time to invest in your experience. I ended up buying like this little display stand so that I could essentially put my items on for display. I ended up buying some Post-it notes because you have to be very careful. If you put like 2 items as Star Wars pins and you don't know which one sold to who, you definitely need Post-it notes so that you can put the note on the person. I started to have boxes, and I would put the item in the box, and I would put the buyer's name on the box. So as they start buying more things, it's so much easier to organize. Come the time when you need to actually pull the stuff to ship it, it's so much easier. So invest yourself into having some kind of bin system or something like that, so that it's easy to, when you sell something, you put it in this bin and it's sold to this buyer. Because when it comes time to ship it, you don't want to pull your hair out and wonder, who did I sell this to? You want to be organized. So again, that goes into like what I did was I ended up buying this shoe box, card box from BCW. Typically you put like baseball cards in here. But again, because I'm a pin seller, I have pins in here. So when I create my listings, it's alphabetical order. So when I run my listings in the sale, I pull the very first one, A, whatever it is. So that helps me to be organized in my sale, and I'm running about 50% quicker than my first sale because I'm more organized knowing how the listings run. They work in alphabetical order. So be sure that when you're setting up your live sale, you want to have it set up with how the listings are set, because you don't want to start looking for things. It takes too much time. Like I said, that is something that I learned after my first sale. So again, I don't want to reinvent the wheel with tips and tricks, but I actually do like Whatnot now. I wasn't really sure about how I was feeling about it at first. Essentially, I made $1,900 in sales in 4 live sales. And today I ended up selling, I want to say 72 items. So I don't know, if you're an eBay seller, how long does it take you to sell 72 items? Does it take a week? Does it take 2 weeks? Does it take a month? So I was able to sell 72 items today. I want to say 78. So I think there was only maybe 5 items that didn't sell. So that was really great for me. Those items I didn't have to put on eBay. Those items I didn't have to wait for a sale. I made a sale today on Whatnot, and I have to say, like I said, it's all because I was able to start small, and build a following. Because now I feel like all the hard work that I've done in the past 2 weeks is now paying off because I have repeat buyers. I have buyers engaging with me. It used to be where people wouldn't say anything to you. They would just come in and out, and they would kind of want to wait to see what kind of a seller you are. Because Whatnot is not a type of platform. I don't think they want you to have one sale. They don't necessarily want you to be like, here's all my garage sale items, and then I sell them all on Whatnot, and that's it. That's the end of my relationship with Whatnot. They want people that have inventory. They want people that are reputable, that they have ways to source these things. So if you have a lot of inventory that you want to get rid of, whether it's comic books, toys, whatever it is, I definitely think it's a platform that's worth going on. But you have to start slow. You have to start small. You have to build a following. And it definitely pays off because, like I said, I didn't think I was going to get to this point of having $726 in sales in just 2 hours. And I actually ran out of items to sell. And people were asking me to put items on to be sold today at the very end of my live stream, and that's not something you want to necessarily like push away sales, but I was pretty much done. My phone probably had like 25 or 30%, and I was very happy with the amount of sales I had today. I definitely moved a lot of product, and so again, if you start Whatnot, don't give up right away. try at it, work at it. It's just like anything in life, you know. You definitely need to put the effort in. The kind of effort that you put in, you're going to see it at the end in sales. So don't give up. I hope you try it. I hope you enjoy it. It is definitely a nice platform. I'm getting better feeling and thoughts about it, you know, the more that I'm involved in it. And it is pretty much a cool community. It's just kind of like its own community, just like the YouTube community. They have their own community. There's people that you're going to meet and you're going to know and you're going to have, you know, friendly conversations with. But I hope you enjoyed the video. And again, I'm going to put the link to Cole's Comics Claim video on his Whatnot recommendations. I highly recommend it. There's definitely some great stuff that you can follow. It doesn't necessarily, like I said, apply only to comics. It applies to a lot of things because Whatnot is everything. There's Pokemon cards, comics, collectibles. So apply the things that you learn from the video into whatever it is that you sell. Again, hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy this kind of content. I am trying to gear my channel as a reselling and collecting channel. So if you like to collect and you like to resell, I hope you, again, enjoy this content. And thanks for stopping by. You take care.